has to be three-dimensional. I'm not content just writing songs. Some artists said that phrase. Everybody here like music, one more than another. But everybody has your favorite band, your favorite singer. When you go to a concert or watch a music video on TV or YouTube, have you ever thought about what it takes to make it? And I'm not talking just about the music, about the lyrics. I'm talking about the set designs, the light design. I'm talking about the costumes, the design of the album cover. I'm talking about the whole environment, the costumes. And as my professional background in set designer and fashion, I'm always interested in all forms of artist expressions, such as videos, fashions, costumes, and I'm always researching and reading about it. As I mentioned in the beginning about favorite singer and artist, today I will talk about one of my favorite artists, who is one of the pioneers of the pop music and responsible for bringing all kinds of creative ideas to the music scene. I will talk about the main name of pop music, the English singer, songwriter, actor, and artist, David Bowie. Sorry. This speech reveals his music career, his involvement with fashion, art, design, and film, and it will reveal his influence in our world. David Bowie was born in London in 1944, and in his childhood, his tutor called him the most creative student at the class. Because this creative way, in 1958, at the age of 14, David Bowie started to study art, music, and design. And that in that moment, he realized that music was his thing, was his passion. And with 15, Bowie formed the first band called Comrades. And with this band, he gave up of the school and took music as a professional. After some years playing in small places and improving himself, in 1969, the same year that for the first time the man stepped on the moon, Bowie released his first famous album, Space Oddity. And in 1972, he released the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust album. And this year, he created his character, his alter ego, Ziggy Stardust. And in 1973, he released Aladdin Sane. And during these 2 years, 1972 and 1973, he was the year he started the Ziggy Stardust tour. And he went to UK, he went to here, United States, and Japan, and he became more famous. In 1975, David Bowie, under huge influence of American soul music, he released the Young Americans album. And like most superstars of that time, David Bowie had problems with drugs, and to get away from it, he moved to Berlin, and in Berlin he recorded the Berlin Trilogy in 1977. And in 1980, he released the Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, and this was very important time because even before the MTV television, he has launched the music video with the song Ash to Ashes. And in 1983 was like the most important single and most famous with the Let's Dance album and the same name of the single, Let's Dance, because when he was the #1 of the hit parade in UK and US. After a long break without releasing any important album, last year he released the Next Day album, and this record was really well received by the critics. Throughout his musical career, David Bowie has always been involved with all production and artist environment of his albums. David Bowie is an avant-garde artist. He has always creating, designing, and thinking ideas for his shows, for his concerts. He always sketch your set design, sketch your costumes, always has involved with this kind of things. And because that this interest he had, he always made a lot of partnerships with designers, like the Kansai Yamamoto, a Japanese fashion designer who created and made a lot of costumes for the Ziggy Stardust tour. Like Freddie Burrick, another fashion designer who made this famous jumpsuit, and also more Neil, the Alexander McQueen quote he made with the flag of the London, England. Okay. And also, he's working a lot in some movies and TV series like Labyrinth, the movie. He acted as a king, and the Twin Peaks is a David Lynch TV series. Because of all this involvement with art, David Bowie has detecting trends as much as he had altered his style in the music. He has a huge influence in pop culture on nowadays. For example, at music nowadays, with Arcade Fire, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, like with costumes and a lot of makeups and set design. He was like a huge influence for this new generation. At fashion, the same way, like for the cover, Vogue cover magazine, where Kate Moss is was like the Ziggy Stardust, and here the Givenchy runway in 2010. The same idea, like they pick up inspiration in Bowie's on John Paul Gaultier and Celine also. Pop music is a term that originally derives from a derivation of popular. Popular is a term that originates derived from David Bowie. David Bowie, At school, his art skills already drew attention. As a musician, he was not content only with his brilliant ability to create singles. He went beyond. He saw the future. Enthusiast of all forms of art, David Bowie was always ahead of his time. I'm the last person to pretend to be a radio. I prefer to go out and be a color the television. David Bowie said that. David Bowie is to be heard and to be seen. His influence on contemporary culture is arguably greater than any other musician of his generation. His contribution to music, performance, fashion design are milestones of our era. He continued to inspire artists, designers, musicians, and many followers with his distinctive person and style.